Well, folks, LDWMMAC, WMMA Universe. Folks, either the UFC, they really love Erin Blanchfield and they want to fast track her, or they just can't stand her, okay? I'm going to have to go with the first, okay? I think maybe they want to fast track Erin Blanchfield. Wow. Well, they took Erin Blanchfield out of the fire and they put her in a melting pot of boiling water, okay? So, one Taila Santos, and we're going to make a separate video about Taila. One Taila Santos will be pulling out of this fight because of visa issues, and they replace her with another crazy Brazilian called Jessica Andrade. Where do I start with this? Where do I start in this video? Jessica Andrade is not a safer bout, okay? The only thing that I think that Erin Blanchfield, and I'm going to tell you what Blanchfield really does possess. Erin Blanchfield could take advantage of her height advantage, okay? She's got a height advantage. And also, too, Erin Blanchfield, she's been consistent more at the 125-pound division. But, you know, you got to remember, too, that Jessica Andrade also fought as a bantamweight. So, you know, the size may be negligible, okay? Maybe. But Erin Blanchfield does have a height advantage and also have a reach advantage. So she can definitely use that to her advantage because Jessica Andrade is short. She's like 5 feet or 5'1". I mean, she's a midget. So if Erin Blanchfield could do the smart thing and keep Jessica at the end of a jab, Jessica's going to have a hard time with Erin Blanchfield. But I don't know, because I watched fights with with Erin Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez, which for some reason I think her and her team, they try to get that fight removed from everywhere because, you know, on ESPN Plus, they're supposed to have the fight archived. For some reason, the fight is gone. But, you know, on the dark internet, you can find that fight. And I found it. And then there's a reason why they don't want you to see the Tracy Cortez fight. There's a reason why. Erin Blanchfield has a very, very solid weakness. And it's so solid that Jessica Andrade, in my opinion, I think is going to exploit that weakness. They're going to exploit it. See, Erin Blanchfield is comfortable in jiu-jitsu. And I think some people, they really get it mixed up with wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Jessica Andrade is a better wrestler than Erin Blanchfield. And I'm going to say it again. Erin Blanchfield is great with jiu-jitsu. And I need people to stop mixing jiu-jitsu and wrestling with each other. Just because you can wrestle, that don't mean that you understand the logic of jiu-jitsu. And just because you understand jiu-jitsu, that don't mean you understand the logic of wrestling. Okay, wrestling really involves the art of a lot of takedowns and grappling and, you know, of that exchange. Jiu-jitsu is more or less like, okay, I'm going to trip you to the ground, okay? I'm going to trip you, I'm going to get you to the ground, and then I'm going to try to submit you. Jiu-jitsu is purely a submission-based sport. You have to submit. That's just what it is. You have to submit a person. And jiu-jitsu requires you to submit. Okay, wrestling, you're just trying to jockey for position, you're grappling. I think Jessica Andrade is a better wrestler than Erin Blanchfield. Now, Blanchfield is very solid on the ground, but I think Jessica's jiu-jitsu is very underrated. Jessica, for some odd reason, she much preferred to just stay standing. Or, you know, Jessica would like to come in and pick you up with these big slams. Now, Jessica has some of the best slams in WMMA. I think the best. And I know for a fact that she's going to go in there and she's going to pick Blanchfield up over her head and she's going to dump her to the ground. Be careful. People are really sleeping on Jessica Andrade on the ground. Andrade is great on the ground. You remember, this is the same Jessica Andrade that was able to dominate Claudia Gadelha on the ground. She was able to do it. Okay? So Jessica Andrade is very underrated. And I think that the Blanchfield team, they're going to underestimate Jessica on the ground and think that, hey, we can get this fight to the ground, but it's going to be a nightmare for Erin Blanchfield. Honestly, I think Blanchfield would be better off trying to keep it standing and jab Jessica to death. That's her best bet. Jessica's going to overpower, okay? Jessica is extremely, extremely strong. She may not be accurate, but man, it only takes one from Jessica, and then it's a wrap. Jessica is extremely athletic, and she's fast. She's very, very fast. Jessica Andrade can cover distance in a short amount of time in that octagon. So it's not going to take Jessica long to pounce on her. I don't know. This is still, it's still a bad matchup for Erin Blanchfield. It's still bad. Folks, I mean, damn. What do you say? Like, what does Erin Blanchfield do? I mean, it seems like it's a no-win situation. And, you know, when you go back and look at her fights versus Cortez, her fight versus J.J. Aldrich, I mean, and J.J. Aldrich was actually winning that fight before she did a standing guillotine to submit J.J. Aldrich. J.J. was winning the fight. She was winning the fight. But the thing is, too, with Blanchfield, you have to be careful, and Jessica's going to have to be careful. You can't mess around and play the grappling game. Or, no, you can't play the clinch game too long without Erin Blanchfield. You can't do that because she's always searching for a submission. No matter where you're at in the fight, Blanchfield is always searching for a submission. So you can't play the clinch game with her for a long time because she's going to try to submit you. Okay, real talk. Blanchfield is going to get the fight, and she's going to try to get you out of there. And it don't even matter if Blanchfield is losing a fight. It don't matter how bad she's losing a fight. She's always searching for a submission. Well, good luck with Jessica on that one, Erin, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard to submit her. The fight, actually, to me, is a good fight for as long as it lasts. I don't know. I mean, Erin Blanchfield is a good fighter, but when she took the step up against Tracy Cortez, you kind of begin to see the openings and the holes. I mean, Tracy Cortez, to me, okay, I don't even know how the judges, called it a split decision. I didn't even think the fight was close. I had it 2-1 for Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez was able to dominate those grappling positions that I talked to y'all about, wrestling, okay? And I tell people, if Erin Blanchfield was such a great wrestler, why couldn't she operate in the clinch? Okay, not in the clinch, but why couldn't she grapple with Tracy Cortez? Tracy Cortez won a lot of those grappling battles. She won them. And she bodied, and she bodied up on Erin Blanchfield, meaning that, she stagnated Blanchfield, and Blanchfield really couldn't do anything. And Tracy Cortez did a lot of pinning Blanchfield against the cage, taking Blanchfield to the ground, putting Blanchfield on her back. Like, those are things you have to do, and Tracy Cortez was able to avoid the submission attempts by Erin Blanchfield. I don't know. I think Jessica Andrade is stronger than Tracy Cortez. And people will say, well, that fight was in 2019. It's still close enough to get an accurate depiction of what could possibly happen in this fight. Jessica Andrade is no joke. And also, too, I don't think the chin of Erin Blanchfield has been overly tested. I don't know. Well, it's going to get tested because Jessica is going to hit you, okay? She's going to hit you. She's going to hit you, and she's going to put that fist right on the chin of Blanchfield. So this is going to be a test. If Erin Blanchfield can come out of this, and if she can actually win against Jessica Andrade, give her a title shot. Give her a title shot. Give it to her, okay? Because she would have earned it. Now, careful what you wish for. Because Blanchfield was another fighter talking a lot of noise, saying what she would do to Valentina if she got Valentina in that octagon. She was talking a lot of noise. So, I mean, you have to look at the synapses and the whole overview of what you're trying to do as a fighter, okay? And it should be every fighter's goal to be the champ. But I've always said this, Jessica Andrade is in her prime. And the problem with a lot of these young people and these young fighters is that they don't understand the concept of delayed gratification. Like, they don't get that concept. It's a foreign word to them because they all want everything now. And Blanchfield, for a moment, was talking like a young fighter that, I want to be the champ, and I would do this to Valentina. Well, oh, you would? Okay. So, well, how about you win some fights decisively, okay? How about you go in and you beat the people you're supposed to beat, okay? The J.J. Aldridges of the world, no offense to J.J., but I don't know, Jessica and Valentina, they would have completely disposed of J.J. Aldridge. They would have disposed of her quickly, okay? I mean, no offense. I think I think Jessica Andrade could probably beat Tracy Cortez. You have to decimate those people. So, before you go running around saying, well, I can do this to the champ. No. You got Jessica Andrade problems now. You had Tyler Santos problem, but you got Andrade problems now. And let me tell you, these Andrade problems are serious, okay? This girl put people out. Jessica Andrade knocking you out. She not even trying to get the fight to go the distance. Jessica Andrade is a stoppage, or she's a knockout artist. She's not trying to let that fight go to distance. She's not trying to do that. Jessica Andrade, either you're going to knock Jessica out because of the way she fights, or she's going to get you out of there. So in this fight right here, this is definitely a fight that's going to end in a stoppage. And unfortunately, I think the stoppage is going to be Erin Blanchfield being stopped in round 3.